Hey guys, Doug the Michigan Piper coming to you from the pipe rest, and before I get started, let me say this is not the drawing video. The reason why this is not the drawing video is because I had a horrible time with some, I don't know, twitches or whatever you want to call it, glitches in YouTube. Missed some comments, went back, had to review some comments and whatnot. Some of the guys commented. I went and commented on their videos, and before I had a chance to go back and write their name on a list, their comments disappeared, so I missed those. I had to go back and fix all that. So this video, one of the reasons for this video is to make sure that I've got everybody. So at the end of this video, if you don't want to hear me babble through it all, at the end of this video, I will post the names of everybody that's in the drawing. Just make sure to check for your name. If your name's not in there and you did a VR or you had a comment below of that original message, not any video since then, but if you commented on that original video or did a VR and I don't have your name on the list, let me know and I'll get your name on the list. So, and you can respond to this one and say, hey, you know, check me out. I left a message, or I left a VR or whatever. I left a comment. Today, I am smoking my Peterson Killarney, as you well know by now. In it, I had the awesome opportunity to go to Ann Arbor, Michigan again yesterday for me. I'm filming this on Sunday. My brother-in-law and sister went with me, and we had a great afternoon, just catching up on things, and went out to Hopcat, I think it's called. It's an awesome restaurant with some really good beer. And then we went over to Maison Edwards and picked up their house blend 11, which is their cherry blend, which I'm not a big cherry smoker. Unfortunately, right before I came down, I may or may not have thrown down a few donut holes. So my taste buds are trying to adjust right now. Honey chai tea. But yeah, so we went to Maison Edwards. And for you guys that like Frog Morton, he now has an in-house blend. It's a Frog Morton match. So I'll try to remember to put his information in a bucket if you're interested in getting some of that. He does, I believe he does do mail orders. But yeah, that was a good afternoon. That was fun. And last time we stayed and smoked in the shop. This time we didn't because we had my sister with me who's not a smoker. So we decided to run around and check out some shops, and we hung outside smoking while she was going inside. It's pretty neat. But it's a cool little area down there. If you're familiar with, and I may have said this before, but if you're familiar with the Harry Potter movies and the Diagon Alley, that's kind of what this reminds me of. This is like a well-lit Diagon Alley where the pipe shop's at. So, but Chuck's at the counter there, really great guy. It seems like he's always there when I call. I think he's the only one that works there. But they do have a selection of cigars as well. Yeah, good times. Before I get too far off the giveaway, guys, I do want to thank you. I've had so much fun watching, reading, just enjoying your guys' responses. And if you notice, I never left a comment like, well, you missed it, or you know, it's like everybody's purpose is different, you know. One of the things I did want to clarify though was I said in my original video, I want to know what your purpose is. I don't want to know what your faith or what your religion says, or what, you know, something your instructor says. And then I did a VR and I talked about my faith, which confused some guys, and I wanted to make sure I wanted to clear that up. So what I meant by I don't want to know what your religion says is sometimes I get a little irritated when, I don't know if irritated is the right word, but turned off maybe, when somebody says, well, my religion says this, and they live a totally different way. So that's why I asked the question the way I did. I didn't want to know what your religion said. I wanted to know what your personal feelings of your purpose was. And guys, you guys just knocked it out of the park. I mean, you know, it was It was awesome to watch. I was going to say some of the VRs. It was awesome to watch all of them and read them, just because it did exactly what I wanted it to do. Was got guys thinking, about what their purpose is, and it got me thinking. It took me a while to put that video together, and I mean it. It was not easy. I had a blast doing it, but I love those kind of questions. I love those thinker questions. That you really have to dig deep to figure out. So, thank you so much for that, you guys. It was a treasured experience. So, having said that, before I get too far off the subject of Maison Edwards, so I've just finally decided, if I can talk today, I finally decided that I'm going to not say I'm done buying pipes, because I said that, and I went into Maison Edwards the first time, and I bought a basket pipe. I said it again, and I bought the Killarney. And I said it again this weekend, and I bought the Angelo. This is a basket pipe from Maison Edwards. It's the classic shape that I like. You guys know that. I love this shape, and very few variants of the shape that I like. I don't know if I can get close enough to see the Angelo. What do you call that, inscription or whatever on there? It's not going to focus for me, of course. Yeah, it was calling to me. So, because I walked up, and he's got a little basket on the counter, and I walked up to the basket, and I'm like, I'm not going to find anything. And this is the first pipe I saw, and I pulled it out. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So, it wasn't that expensive. I think it was $40, and I smoked it yesterday when we were walking around. Smoke's great. So that'll be another one in the collection. I need to start getting rid of some pipes because I've got too many. What? How is that even a thing? Too many pipes? Really? And I know some guys will be like, no, you never had too many pipes, but seriously, I don't want a bunch of pipes I don't smoke. So the hard part is I've gotten rid of most of the pipes that I don't smoke that weren't presents. But some of them are gifts, and it's like I have a hard time letting them go because somebody was gracious enough to give me this gift, and it's like, well, I don't want to. I just don't want to discard it. Like, it doesn't mean anything to me. So we'll figure it out, I suppose. Maybe just stay decorations. We'll see. And then the last thing I wanted to tell you guys is I have a new series coming up, and I know I've got a lot of series out there. And what I mean by series, guys, if you haven't followed my channel before, is I break them up into playlists, because I'm one of those guys. If I want to know about this, I'm going to go to that playlist. If I want to know about this, I'm going to go to that playlist. And I have some playlists like the Analogies of Faith. I have some guys that watch my channel that don't care to hear me talk about my faith. So I just basically labeled, even though faith is who my faith is who I am, not a distant part of me. I try not to preach too much on the generalities of my channel, because I don't, I think that we can have conversations, other than just about that. And so, you're looking at, I have the Analogies of Faith playlist. I have the Dug Outdoors playlist. I have the Old Ways playlist. And I've never really closed any of them off. Not that you can, seal them or anything, but I always leave them all open-ended, because I want to make sure that I leave the door open in case I want to do another one in that series. So now I'm going to start another one. And I'm not sure the name of this series yet, or this playlist. But I've had the urge to do a playlist basically on, like, you're talking to somebody that is just brand new. Almost, I was going to call it Uncle Doug, because I was thinking of, like a nephew that would come up and say, hey, I want to smoke a pipe. What do you need to know? And so this series will be breaking down for new smokers. So a lot of you guys, it'll, you know, it may be really shallow for a lot of you guys watching it, but or on the surface, I should say. But it will be info on, you know, what do you need to get started? How do you pick out a pipe? What, you know, out of all the tobaccos out there, how do I go wade through that and figure that out? You know, all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to do it in a different way. I didn't want to do it in a way where, you know, a lot of guys do these videos, nothing wrong with them, but a lot of guys do these videos of, hey, this is how you do this, you know, and I didn't really necessarily want to handcuff anybody with a certain way of doing things. I can't remember who said it, but somebody was talking about mutton chop, and I think it was Ethan, Parsimony's Piper, that said, even though a lot of us start with a lot of the stuff that Mutton Chop said, some of us got away from some of the stuff that he said, but that doesn't make the stuff that he said wrong, right? So I want to keep it kind of general, and I want to make sure that, you know, guys, when they're getting in, one, that they have a resource to go to. I mean, not that there's not a ton of videos out there, but I wanted to have a non-threatening or non-handcuffing resource that guys could go to that's kind of fun to watch on top of it. So I think I'm going to try to do it more in the lines of the montage type stuff, like I did for the VR for this giveaway, and just have fun with it. You know, those montages take a long time to do, so you know, I might not be spitfiring them out right one after the other, but my hope is to start going down that hole now, you know, as far as the series, and I'll jump back and forth like I always do. You know, I've got some other outdoors stuff that I wanted to get done as well. So yeah, that's the plan, and I don't have a name for that series yet. We'll find out, but I wanted to fill you guys in on that. So guys, pushing 12 minutes here, so I'm gonna get off of here. But oh, and I should probably tell you about the drawing, and I'll try to remember to put it in with the names as well. I hope to have that drawing done either by this weekend or on this weekend, this coming weekend. So stay tuned. It's not going to be a long time. I just want to make sure I give guys plenty of chance to get their names in if they haven't gotten their names in. So other than that, guys, I hope you're all doing well. And until next time, you take care.